What's happening?
Yo, long time no see.
Yeah. And before you ask, no, I don't have all the numbers figured out yet.
I wasn't gonna ask. It's way too soon.
Yeah.
Way too
I haven't
soon.
had a chance to even come close to start
No,
on paper.
no, don't even sweat it. We got a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we only have 30 to 37 days from the auction date. That's our drop dead deadline. So depending on the bank, sometimes they're 30 days, sometimes they're 37 days. Uh, you can't reach behind the door for what?
No, so he fell behind the door.
Oh, you can't reach the hook there? Oh, hold on a second.
Throw it up.
Okay.
That would be really hard.
Very important things. My son couldn't reach the hook in the bathroom to hang the towel.
Short guy problems.
He's only 8.
So hopefully it's not permanent.
He's my son. It probably will be.
uh,
Tall does
so-
not run in our family.
You said you said OSCENT?
What's that?
what?
Adam, you talking to us?
Sorry, what's up, Jeremy?
Oh, no, you're unmuted. You were saying something. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I figured you weren't
Well,
talking to us.
on the phone with Adrian. I was just telling him that he needs to join that accountability call.
Oh, cool. Gotcha.
Jeremy.
Let's
Mm-mm.
give everybody some time to get in. Never know who's going to show up to these things.
Yeah.
It's part of the fun of these calls. You never have any idea who or how many people are going to show up.
Yeah, you had me muted when I came in, so I was like, okay, I'm good. And Adrian and I were talking on Zoom call. You were asking questions and you weren't there to hear the explanation last week.
What was the question?
Remember last week I mentioned I had a buddy that was asking about novation
Yeah,
agreements?
yeah.
Adrian's the one trying to do a novation right now.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not I'm certainly no Novation whiz. There's so many things about them that I partially don't understand and partially can't wrap my head around. The big thing being how the heck do you get a lender to lend an innovation when you don't have the deed? That's the big one.
Right, and I know Brandon was here last week. He had some really good advice,
Yeah.
not all of which I was able to recall the best. So I was like, you need to show up.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ever anything that you guys need from these calls, they're all recorded. So, you can just ask me for the recording. I don't post them anywhere anymore. But if someone says, "Hey, I need one," what I do is I'll upload it to my YouTube channel and I'll make it like a private video. So you have to have the link in order to see it. But that way you can get it. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna send you a 2-hour video as a file. That'd be ridiculous.
Well, that's who I was asking for for because I was like, hey, he's a sub two student too. He just hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah, no, I just remind me and I'll get that video into YouTube.
Okay.
I don't put them all in there, but if somebody asks for, and that's the one thing you got to be here to get the fact that you were here and you wanted to share with him is fine, but like sometimes people are like, oh, I can never make it. Can I have the recording? Like, no, you're not getting the easy button. You got to show up once in a while if you want the recordings.
No, I told him I was like, bro, you need to start showing up.
Yeah.
It just helps you to be on the Zooms live, even if it's whether it's for your market or it's for this group or that group or the skill you're trying to learn. Like it does so much more to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really true. We have another group that we're in and we do once a week we do what they call their ops call. And yeah, we can get the recording. It's available for us. Anybody that's in the group can get the recording, but it just hits different when you're there live. You know, because something like major pops up, you can ask the question. You know, need a little clarification, just type it in the chat or something like that, and you'll get a lot more clarity.
I was gonna say, you can raise your hand and say, "Hey, Jeremy, I have a question."
Yes, or you can just shout out loud, "Hey, I have a question." We don't have to be formal here. Can be if we want to.
My favorite's the ones with Bo, because he has to say before every meeting, he's like, "This does not count. This is not raising your hand."
Tony's in. Cool. All right. So who has anything that they want to discuss today? I got some stuff going on we could talk about, but I'd rather talk about some of your stuff.
You can look at that stuff I sent you if you want.
When
Man,
the stuff that you sent me,
brutal. I texted to you. You want me to send it in the chat?
What you got?
no, when did you text me? It was like, was it a couple days ago?
Yes.
Here it is. Okay.
I was just gonna get your take on a property that
Yep.
sold near our Novation.
Yeah, let's hold on. Adrian's here. Okay.
Everybody's got a
Let's
different take.
let's pull it up.
Is this in Springville?
Yes.
When you coming to it, I want to go see it.
Uh, soon. I'll let you know.
Hit me up.
Here. All right. Which one you want? 107 Janice?
What is that? Is that what I sent you?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I just sent you a link. So that's 472. Yeah, I mean 472 is the Novation we're doing, but 107 Janice. Let me
Yeah.
just double check. That's
Janice
probably it.
Circle.
Yeah, you can click on that one, see what that one is.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Rockville, sorry.
Not that one. That one's
Click on that. Janice Circle. Springville. All right, 322,000 square feet. Detached garage. Is that completely detached garage?
yeah, I don't know. Hard to tell. I didn't look
Yeah, it's a
that
weird
closely.
angle. It looks like it's a detached garage, but
Yeah, that might have been a bad assumption, but
yeah, I know.
because I sent that to you, but I think I sent that to you. I thought it at least.
So I mean, it's clean. They updated the bathrooms for sure. The kitchen's nothing special.
Sunroof.
Again, you can't really quite
It's,
tell
de-
if that
it's
thing's.
detached.
Oh man,
No,
Maybe
it's
not.
unattached.
Is it?
it might. I
Maybe
don't
that.
know. Might go into
Maybe.
that Florida room or something.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. I'll get it right one of these times. Come on.
Back in Prattville.
I know. I just want to keep on clicking that stupid profile one. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna find out an answer to this question. Google Earth. Let's look at it from the top.
How many square feet is your property, Aaron?
Um, just over 2,000, like 2,200. Let me see.
Okay.
It's detached, but it looks like the sunroom may connect the two. Let's see if we can walk the street. Can't.
Is yours all brick?
Yeah, it's got mostly brick, some siding.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a detached garage, and this sunroom might be just giving you like a little bit of coverage coming in there. So, okay. 2,000 and what the heck? So sold in February. It just sold for 355 and it was nothing fancy. It's a big price for this area. Holy cow.
Yeah, they listed it like the end of end of December. Like it was only around like a month.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
didn't hang out long. Now there's some others that are a little bit further away
Mhm.
that are, like that one up there, 370, but it's got water right behind it. So, um,
What street are you on?
That's the problem.
yeah, I mean it's right across the street, but it's right on the main road there.
It's on the
So,
main road. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and it's there's no good pictures here, but I think there's some on realtor.com, but they're all pretty dated anyway.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So what I would want to do here, unfortunately, anything that's off of Murphy's Valley is not a direct comp. So
Right.
we got to try and find something that's on Murphy's Valley, right? If
Mhm.
there's something else on Murphy's Valley, like this one
Here.
here, even though it's Dominion,
Right.
technically that's the mailing address, but
That's huge.
got a
That
lot of frontage on Murphy's Valley, right? So they might even have the driveway is over here. Um, anything else? You got this one down here.
Stop.
This sold a year ago and it looks like a flip. Sold for, let's see, how long was it on the market?
Oh.
Yeah. Sold, well, that's not really a flip. Okay, here, yeah, someone was in it for a year. They listed it, almost 2 years. They listed it. Drop, okay. So this is probably a very good comp for you, just to get a basis for what is selling on that road. And you're bigger, which helps.
Yeah.
If this thing sold for 285, um, what's that price per square foot? No, wrong one. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. 275. $178 a square foot. And you're 2025 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 20.
So just price per square
21.92.
foot, you are looking in line with this one. You're looking at like 360,000. I think that's probably aggressive being on
Yeah.
Murphy's Valley Road, but
I get my only question was because my original plan, I think that one in the maybe the green or it's yellow now, but your mouse must have been on it, like right behind our property there, like one road over is
this
like
here,
293.
225 or
Uh
293?
yeah, 293. That one's close in size, like so you look at that one and then you look at the other two. I mean, I guess ours has more square footage, but 3 bed, 2 bath, with an okay yard. But they didn't do
Mm-mm.
a ton. Some of the stuff was just like painted cabinets or whatever. And but which is all we're really doing because that seemed to fit in that area. So
Mhm.
we're not going with the the colors everybody's doing, traditional flip colors. But the biggest question I had was should, because of that one that dropped over there on Janus Circle, like didn't even last 2 months, should I push it? Because my original plan, based on what I knew up until this moment, was just 299 and be done. But
299. Wow. Okay. That's
but I don't know if I should preach 300 and see what happens.
Have you spoken to a local realtor yet?
I have not.
Okay. Again, price per square foot, you're gonna be, up as high as this one, but I don't think there's any way you're getting 355 for a house that's on Murphy's Valley.
Yeah,
I think
I
you
wasn't gonna
should
go
be
that
able
high.
to get more than 299,
Okay.
but this 293 over here is not, I would try to completely ignore this thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying I was like using that as a exact reference. Just
Yeah.
at the time, similar in size, and
Mhm.
it had been, recently updated. So I used the other ones that were on the road.
Yeah,
It's wildly different off the road. I got all that.
yeah.
I just I don't know, like obviously it's off the road, but I wasn't sure that it was a $60,000 off the road kind of thing. Like that Janus Circle's a little weird.
It is, yeah. And I don't know the answer to that. Like, I think that's something that a realtor is
I,
gonna be able to tell you.
yeah,
Do
I
people
might call the
care about
agents
living on Murphy's
involved and
Valley, or are they like,
yeah,
no way, it's way too busy of a road, I won't do it.
right.
Um, People might not care. The houses
Yeah.
might hold their value on that road. But
Yeah,
what I would say
I'll find out. I've had some attention, like people that saw it was up for auction that were going to try to get it at the auction. Like they stopped by one day and chatted with me, but
okay.
so okay, so you think like if I did anything, I was going to go like maybe 219, 220 range,
You mean
less
319?
than 230, but I don't know. I
You
mean
mean three, yeah.
319.
So if I'm looking at it as our business, um, we want things to move fast, right? So I would say stick with a conservative number that you're comfortable with. And, you should have the conversation with your agent that, hey, the goal here is to get a lot of interest and then, get multiple offers and then go highest and best. And hopefully that will drive the price up. Like if you're comfortable with that 299 number, then you list it at 299. The benefit to listing at 299 is, you beat the algorithm of, hey, that filter is at 300, under
I'm in a
300,000.
little group meeting right now.
So if you go above there, someone who was looking for a 299 house isn't going to see you.
Right,
They set their filter at 300 and not going to see you sitting at 305.
right.
What's on market right now around it?
One house.
One house.
All the way over here
Okay.
though on Hickory.
Yeah, so nothing.
And it's
Thank you.
bigger. It's bigger at
Yeah.
400. But now let's do this. Let's make sure we checked off pending just in case. There we go. All right, you got a 340 on Mill Road, bigger. All right, that tells you a lot. Let's look at the condition of this thing though. Because if you were thinking at 2,000 square feet, you were thinking you were gonna be able to break above 300. This is telling me a different story
Hmm.
because it's not on the
Yeah,
main.
one of these, I don't remember which one. One of them just listed. This one's contingent, isn't it?
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah.
It's nice. I mean,
Yeah,
clearly,
which is, like this, you look at this one compared to the other one, you're like, what were the other people thinking?
I know.
It's
And
almost like
it's
there was
only
some,
contingent, right? We don't.
right. Yeah,
Well, it's
exactly.
contingent. This could have had multiple offers and sell at 375. We don't know. It's not likely, but
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's only been there at 9
9
days,
days.
so yeah.
So, all
But
right, this is
1,900 views, 9
that's
days.
fantastic
Yeah,
for you, especially like that. Now this tells me there's a ton of interest in Springville.
right.
So you got a good location. I don't love that it's only 55 saves,
Right.
but I've seen less.
Hmm.
I like that it's got a lot of views though. So this is telling me on this property, if we're getting a ton of views, 1,900 views and only 55 saves, this actually might be overpriced. It's still sold. Maybe somebody came in with a low offer and they took it.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get that info before
Yeah. I mean, technically
before
they're
we
not
need
allowed to give that to you, but if you happen to know the agent who, did the listing, maybe they'll at
No,
least.
I just made maybe it all gets recorded before
Yeah. Yeah.
before we
Unfortunately, it's
list,
only been
but
9 days, so you're probably looking at least
probably
four,
not. But
four
yeah,
closes.
yeah. Okay, well, so you think the better approach is like 299 and let it be a little competitive and let them push it up into the 300s?
Yeah, I mean, what does your calculator tell you? At 299, is it a good deal for you?
Yeah, I think I haven't done all the math and there's probably one or two things I don't know, but
Okay.
we're probably going to be all in at around 250 by the time we settle everything.
Okay, so so at 299 you're paying agent commission. So you're gonna lose
Yeah,
18
if we
there.
use an agent, I don't know that we'll use an agent or if we'll just drop it on the MLS ourselves.
Okay.
And because I already made up some like banners and stuff. So like when we get closer, especially when we start altering the outside, I'm gonna put coming soon. I've got a number that drives right into our CRM. It's all trackable. There'll
Yeah.
be an IVR so they can say, hey, text me a link. They can just press one to get a link. They can fill out a form. It's like, how much are you qualified for? What do you think? Like, um, so we may just go that route, do like a couple open houses, hand everybody a card with a QR code that says, fill this out. We're making a decision Sunday and highest and best is in. I even heard somebody went as far, this is a little extreme. I wouldn't do this. My partner, he's up in Ohio, but he went to a conference recently. It was a lease option scenario, and they did the similar tactic where they ran everybody through like an open house
Yeah.
and handed them all a card and had them fill it out. He said he said they got two of them on the same conference call and basically said, one of you put down this amount, one of you put down this amount, and we're going to be making our decision in a day. And they left it at that. And that thing, it was the most ridiculous option price there ever was. I mean,
Yeah.
it was crazy. So I wouldn't do that. That would be awkward and I would feel bad about it. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel bad about, running a little, hey, limited time offer like open house, back to back, and decision time, and we'll consider anything. So put down whatever you want, but
Hmm.
just know like we're taking the best, or we're taking, the highest and the best is what we're looking for. But I guess best is subjective. So highest doesn't always mean the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're I would just be careful with a like a flat fee listing type thing. I don't know this about Springville, but I've had situations where I've listed houses with flat fee and it's worked fantastic, and I've had times where I listed with flat fee and it was crickets, and we later found out that in that market, agents boycott flat fee listings. They literally
I
won't
see.
let their clients go see them.
Hmm.
So,
I
again, I don't
thought
know if
about
that's happening in that area, but just be mindful of that.
yeah, and I mean, we'll think through it, but we might even just offer a buyer's agent fee, like, that way they don't get distracted from, or they don't push back and say, this is not what we want to deal with. But, um, or I might just even call around. I might just start calling all the agents that have listed or bought recently, represented a buyer, and just
Mhm.
see like who's who's in your Rolodex there that you need to get into a property.
Yeah. I mean, you may want to call the person that listed this house as contingent.
Hmm.
Hey, I see you just went contingent in 9 days on this thing.
Yeah.
Um, did you have other offers? Are there other buyers that you could show another property to?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing that. I just thought, I'd get your take. I knew it being right off the road there was gonna make it wildly different, but
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, $60,000 difference. So that was weird to me. I thought maybe I was missing something.
No, I mean, I think it's pretty, I think it's a little bit less than being off the road, but I don't think it's 60. I think it's probably, maybe a $25,000 difference.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Well,
Okay.
maybe this one will pan out. I thought I was gonna do a crazy deal because she actually referred her former neighbor to us who moved to like Odenville, but now has to get back to Springville because of her husband's job. And I thought, well, hey, maybe I can put them in this Novation house and kill 6 birds with 1 rock. But I think that's out of their range.
It worked out that way.
Thank you.
All right. All right. What's going on, Tiff? How are you?
Hey, sorry, I have a 3-year-old yelling at me from his room, so I'm
Is
gonna
everybody
close the
done
door
with
so I
COVID
can't
now?
hear him. Huh?
Is everybody done with COVID? Is your house healthy?
Yes, thank God.
Good.
Yes.
COVID sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such an
We
inconvenience.
closed on our first wholesale deal.
Yes.
Did Alex tell y'all?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Saved it for you too.
That's exciting. What did you say, Alex?
Saved it for you. That was your very first
Oh,
wholesale. Look at you.
well, I couldn't have done it without you, so you're more than welcome to share the news.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did it go
Yeah.
smoothly for you?
No.
No,
Okay.
no, it didn't. Yeah.
Do tell.
We learned some lessons.
Good.
So to be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna use CC anymore.
Okay.
Well, maybe you tell me what you think. So, like, we find the buyer and put the buyer in contact with CC. Well, I mean, I guess we send over the contract with the, information of the buyer.
Mhm.
She didn't reach out to them. We were like scheduled to close, and she hadn't still reached out to the buyer, and she thought they were paying cash, which I told her earlier on, like, we originally got the contract signed and it was in 2 entities' names, right? Like, they wanted to buy it in 2 entities. And so when they went to go get the hard money lender, the hard money lender's like, nope, you got to get it in 1.
Mhm.
So we revised the assignment contract. I sent her a text saying, hey, the buyer's hard money lender wants it only to be in 1 entity, so we're getting it re-signed. She said, understandable. I guess she forgot about that part until the day before closing. And, I just think, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think as a title company, as soon as you have a buyer for a contract, you should be in contact with them to find out like, you can't just assume it's cash.
Mhm.
And I feel like she didn't do her due diligence and then was kind of pissy about it whenever it all came to a head. And I just don't like that. I mean,
Mhm.
the good thing about doing business is I get to do business with people I want to do business with, and I'm not I that doesn't work for me.
Okay. Do you want my unfiltered answer?
Yes, I do.
This is a you problem, this is not a title problem.
Okay.
The reason I say that
Mm-hmm.
is we learned a long time ago that every title company sucks. You cannot give them the opportunity to screw up because they
No.
will. They all will. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen. And I think I've shown this before, but I'm going to share it
Okay.
again. So this is what we do now with all of our deals.
Oh.
This is our transaction coordinator checklist. We go through every single deal, and literally on our morning call, we walk through every single deal and figure out, okay, should anything else be checked off today? Where are we with each deal? Does it, whatever step we're on, we literally walk through this line by line for all of our deals.
I've
And
never seen this for me.
the reason we do this is because we know if we don't, things will always slip through the cracks, especially as you're doing multiple deals at one time. Right? So like
Yeah.
things like let me see. Things like verifying inspections. Like make sure the seller, when even though the seller gave us an inspection date, the day before inspection, hey, just a reminder, we have inspection tomorrow. So they don't go and schedule a doctor's appointment and now they're not there. Right? Like that happens all the time. Hey, I'm sending somebody over pictures. Okay, no problem. I'll be here. And then they're not there. Right. So like I forget where it came from as a book or something, but like the saying always sticks in my head, like be so good they can't ignore you. Like so just take accountability for every single thing that can happen in your transaction. Have it like we want our entire business to be a checklist. Right. And if it's not on the checklist, if it's not on the checklist, it's probably going to get skipped. And if it's not, and if it's something that happens and it wasn't on the checklist, well, then the checklist gets updated because this checklist isn't perfect.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
this came from Tiff and Josh. We've modified it a lot, but it came from Tiff and Josh, so it's in the drive.
Okay.
But this is something when Liz sends a deal to title, she lays every detail of the transaction out in the initial email to title.
Okay.
We're assigning it to this person. They're using a hard money lender. Whatever we know, we send to them. And as soon as we find something out, like we didn't assign it right away, as soon as we find out, we're going to reach out to them and say, hey, here's our assignment contract. Here's the buyer. They're using a hard money lender or whatever it is. And then throughout the process, we're just making sure we're confirming everything. And
Okay. So,
that's still going to go
when
wrong.
you first open escrow, do you always have a buyer?
No.
Or do you?
No.
No. So she just updates it whenever you find the buyer?
Yeah, and we're really not trying to assign anything right now in our
I see.
business, but we do have a couple, like we have one that we have Chris and Dustin Hartman JVing with us to sell one down in New Orleans. And yeah, obviously we don't know who's doing it, but I've talked to the title company and let him know, hey, we're gonna be assigning this thing.
Yeah.
As soon as we find out, I'll let you know who it is.
Yeah. And
So
I thought about coming up with a, like, this is way more advanced than I was thinking, but I was thinking like a one sheet, like basically, here's the buyer, here's their phone number, here's their email address, here's their lender or whatever and their phone number, like laying it out like that next
yeah.
time, but I still don't know, like, I don't know. I still feel a little.
No, you're absolutely right. Like she definitely messed this up, but expect every title company to mess up. They
But
always
she's
do.
my friend. Like,
That makes it harder.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's my personal friend. And so it's like, I want to like her as a friend, and I can't if she's gonna half-ass shit because I don't like half-assers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, obviously I'm not saying that you necessarily did anything wrong, but just realize
Yeah.
that everyone that you come in contact with during the course of a deal, assume that you're not the most important person in their world.
Yeah.
Like every one of your deals is the most important thing to you, not to them. A title company, they have a stack of deals on their desk. And the ones that are closing the soonest are on the top of the pile. And they don't get to your file until they've cleared the other ones on top of it. That's why so many times you
Yeah.
don't hear the title until the day before closing, because they just haven't gotten to you yet. Right? That's why like it's always a mad scramble the last 24 hours before closing. Same thing with banks.
Yeah.
They're not looking at your file until the day before they have to wire the money.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
why everything happens right at the last minute.
yes. Yes. And then sellers are always like, well, why is this happening? Well, because this is the way the world works, unfortunately. This is
Yeah.
buying and selling houses.
Yeah. Right.
So
Thank you for
try
that.
and
I
think of
always want
every
your honest
single
answer.
thing that happens in a deal and write a checklist. Know the timing of that thing that when you expect it to happen, and find ways that it could fall apart and ways to help so it doesn't fall apart.
Thank you.
Okay.
But it still had a happy ending. Everyone got
Good.
paid.
It did.
Good.
Everyone got paid.
The sellers was happy. Beautiful.
Did you get a testimonial?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know if he would give a good testimonial.
I don't even know if it would be good.
Well,
His name
I mean,
was Larry the Hillbilly is what he called himself.
that's
Yeah.
all right. Like, the testimonial, even though the transaction didn't go smoothly, the testimonial could certainly be like, hey, even though the transaction was very difficult, what's your company, Princely?
It's-
Princely was fantastic, and they made sure this transaction
Sleep
got closed.
properties. Yeah.
Something like that. You can even write it for him and say, hey, would you be okay with this testimonial? And if he gives you the thumbs up, you can use it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
getting
I'd
testimonials.
be interested to see what he actually has.
Yeah,
I would be interested in what his actual feedback is.
it might be bad. Who knows?
It might be.
Here's the thing about bad testimonials. You don't have to use them.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
don't have to look at them ever again if you don't want to.
Right, exactly.
Like, cool, your opinion is garbage. I'm gonna crumple this up and throw it away.
Yeah.
It is.
So the reason why I ask about testimonials is because you should have a credibility packet. Inside your credibility packet should be a bunch of testimonials.
There are.
So yeah, just constantly ask for them. You'll get them. You're not gonna get them every time, but just continue to ask for them.
I need to ask Kaylee. That's the one I bought the house with the RV. I need to ask her because I know she'd give me a good review.
Mhm. Yep.
Hey, let me ask you this. You just who do you get those from?
The testimonials.
Buyers, sellers? Who yeah, who
Well,
do
I
you
mean, you could get them from buyers, but it's more powerful if you get them from sellers.
Yeah, I'm wondering about
At
this
the end of
too.
the day,
This
what
just
are we in the business? We're in the business of trying to get houses under contract, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I just thought of this too. So every sub two I've ever done, there was an agent involved. And what if you had one from the agents too? Because both times, one of them was in sub two, so I won't count him. But the other two, they were both like, "Hey, talking to you was just like talking to a normal person." I'm like, "What does that even mean? That makes no sense." So that just sort of hit me. Like maybe if you had the agent write one up, and
Are
then
they
when you're talking to other agents, that might strengthen your discussion.
I would say that's a fantastic idea if you have it written correctly, because certain agents I wouldn't think are going to want to have, their name tied to subject to transactions.
I see. I see.
Because
Yeah.
they can just say like, hey, Aaron really helped me get my seller out of a tough spot. He's got some really creative solutions to problems. It
I
would be
Yeah.
get you on that.
great
Or
working
you
with.
could maybe you could anonymize it to a degree.
Yeah.
But still declare them an agent.
Mhm.
And just kind of first name, last initial, or
Yeah.
first initial, last name, or something so it's harder to figure out.
Yep.
I would also consider like who are your customers too, right? Like if you're running an acquisition company, I would definitely want to have way more testimonials from sellers than from buyers. But if you're running a dispo company, it might be more important to the people that you work with that you have testimonials from buyers because those are your primary target market.
True dat.
So, and I would argue that realtors are not buying a product from you. It might boost your credibility a little bit to, like Jeremy was saying, oh, this person helped me get out of a tough spot. But, I don't think it's really gonna add or subtract too much from your reputation that you already have.
Yeah, I'm not. My point was like a lot of them are resistant to some of these creative ideas in a bigger way. Some of them even go as far as saying you can't do this. This is illegal, and on
Yeah,
and
but you
on.
were gonna get that whether you had the testimonials or not,
Well,
if we're being
True.
honest.
well, I mean, so the first one that I dealt with in Texas, he told me because I got it from a wholesaler, and he said when he started talking to me, he said normally I just hang up on these people. He said, but I thought this time I'll just give it a listen for my client because they've been through a lot. I mean, these guys went through like 2 loan mods. They've been dealing with this mess since COVID hit, and he lost his job in 2020. And he's like, so I thought I'll just give it a listen. And he said he actually, I mean, credit to him, like he went to his title company that he deals with, talked to their attorney, and said, "Is this legitimate?" And like ran it through the whole thing and validated it all. But I guess that's the point. Like, he had never done one. Usually just hung up on people because he thought it was a scam. But and I don't even know if you would. Some of them might be open to talking to somebody. That would be a little bit extreme because, but I don't know. I just think like that sometimes. But I don't know. I think if you had a stack of them and you got an agent that's a little resistant, you say, "Hey, let me just send you my credibility package and let you look it over." And they start flipping through, and all of a sudden there's 10 pages of agents that are like, "This guy stopped a foreclosure. This guy stopped a foreclosure. This guy had some ridiculous thing. We went to the title company. They closed in no time." Um, might might open their eyes a little bit to something not traditional.
Yep.
Maybe.
I think it's worth, if you're getting to, if that's your business model, if you're going after agents, you should have them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just way easier to get them on the phone than anybody else. So,
Yeah, if you're DTA, then maybe just do like maybe make it proportional, right? Make like 70% of your credibility packet your sellers testimonials or whatever, and make like 30%. And I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass here, but just make it proportional to where you have a stack of realtors testimonials, but not the whole packet.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So, Tiff, after that experience, are you going to stay a wholesaler?
Yes. Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
A little easier than fixing and flipping.
Well, I love fixing and flipping. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy the design part. I enjoy like taking it from the terrible thing it is and making it into something great. But I am gonna be wholesaling a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that too. I'm gonna cherry pick.
Nice. Nice. So fun. It's like the complete opposite of me. Um, like when I talk to our agents that are going to list the house, and like here in Birmingham, we have our agent they actually run the rehab as well. It's like her dad or something that does the rehab. So they have a rehab company in-house. And when we were talking about it, she's like, "Well, what do you want to do here? What do you want to do there?" I'm like, "Don't ever ask me that question again.
Yeah,
I don't
you
care
decide.
what you do. Tell me
Yeah.
what the budget is and do whatever you think is going to sell.
Yep.
I'm never going to see the house again. I'm never going to step foot back in this house after our first walkthrough. I don't care.
Yeah.
What do your buyers want?" So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm leaving some money on the table, but I'm also leaving a lot of stress on the table.
Yeah.
Hey Tiffany, can I give you a piece of advice I think might help you out a little bit?
Please.
It is all that much more important. In fact, it's imperative or critical, I would argue, to not only lay out proper expectations, but hold them with friends more so than strangers. So,
I
like
agree with.
your friend that kind of botched the deal a little bit. That happens because our friends aren't afraid to let us down. They just like kind of assume that we're going to be we're going to be besties forever and ever and ever, and we're going to sip rainbows and ride unicorns, and we're all going to have a grand old time.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
and I
most
found,
people who know me know that I'm not like that. Like I'm very upfront with people, but you're right. In this situation, yeah.
yeah,
I
but
mean, we're
women
not
also tend to,
besties either. Just so we're clear, like we're friends, but yeah, we're not like hanging out every weekend or yeah.
no, but the other point I would make to that too is that women tend to be a little bit less confrontational. And that,
Yeah.
believe me, that works out to y'all's advantage more often than it works out to ours.
Hmm.
Like y'all are usually a lot nicer, more diplomatic, and y'all can get things resolved. Like there was a meme going around the construction community because I have a lot of trade friends, and it was like, HR, did you try talking to your foreman? Yeah, he just told me to go fight the guy. Because that's what we do. We like curse each other out. We're like, you need to get your shit together. You need to quit
Yeah.
fucking around. Because if we lose this deal, I will come over there and I will rip your head off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't do that. Because that's what I would have been tempted to do.
Yeah. Old
But-
Tiffany might have done that a couple decades ago.
But again, you don't have to do any of that at all if you have the proper expectations set and you have ways of like managing expectations as the process goes on.
Yeah, agreed. Good advice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, before I totally forget, TJ Wynn asked me yesterday if we would want to throw together a quick meetup for the end of this month. It'll probably be, not probably, it'll definitely be in Alabama. Probably just gonna do it in Birmingham. So sorry for those of you who that's too far away, but we hadn't given it any thought, but you know, New Reach is mandating that we have a meetup every month. So I think we are going to do something and just see where exactly it's going to be, whether we do it here in Birmingham or we kind of go up north a little bit, or I don't know. I don't know where we'll go, but anybody have any opinions on that?
Amanda wants to go to Dollywood.
It's a little outside of our territory.
I did not. I was just playing it.
There's only one more weekend after this weekend.
That's
was-
true.
He was even throwing around the first day he threw out was a Monday. I was like, a Monday? Really? He's like, what are we gonna do on the weekend? We'll probably get more people on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll probably have to put something in, the group and see who can do what and how many people are going to show up. It won't be as big as New Orleans for sure. That was a great meetup. I think there was like 50 people that showed up to that. So that was a good
I'm
one.
so sad I missed that.
I know.
Yeah, what the fuck, Tiffany? Come on.
COVID.
Darn COVID.
And you're saying Jeremy, TJ wants to do it at the end of this month, so in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tomorrow. No.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yesterday.
We're gonna do it tomorrow. It's gonna be a brunch tomorrow, if you can make it.
Sure, I'll be there. Why not? Let me go dust off my fairy wings. I'll be there to just
Yeah. No, I mean, we're gonna have to start doing this, like just smaller meetups throughout the territory. And, I know a lot of us can't go to them all. I certainly can't go to them all. I can't, as much as I'd like to travel every single month, I can't do it. So none of us can.
Yeah.
Here's a question for y'all. I posed this one to Chris. What would y'all think about doing a meetup in early April? Back over here in New Orleans again.
That's pretty quick to go back down to New Orleans.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
That's fine.
we could alternate them and do like one closer to Birmingham and one closer to New Orleans every so often or so. I had proposed it to her because that weekend is a huge barbecue festival here, and it's one of my favorite festivals of the year, and it all goes to charity.
Mhm.
So I could work on getting us some wristbands, get everybody in. We all just go walk around, we listen to music, eat some good food, and drink some beer.
Worth consideration, I guess. It's hard when you've got, 4 states that have how many cities in them, and trying to be fair to everyone to go back to New Orleans after 3 months. Yeah, we'll see. And there's no reason you guys can't do it down there if you want to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to involve everyone. I know I wanted to get Arkansas involved. I feel like they're like the redheaded stepchild. I'm not really even sure why they're part of this group, honestly. It's so dang far away. Like Bentonville's like a 9-hour drive from here.
Whoa.
Why is that in my territory? I don't get it. but
'Cause you're awesome and you can have a big territory.
don't think that's the reason.
It is. It is. Case told me.
Pace whispered in her ear.
That's funny.
Tiffany, tell Jeremy that I said.
Yeah, yeah.
See? Told you.
I'm like, we're not doing anything in Mississippi really either. That's like a no man's land right now. There's only a couple students in Mississippi.
Hey, I buy in Mississippi.
I know.
Let's go to the casino. There we
Hey,
go.
okay. Let's go.
Well, Jeremy, you were talking about they wanted to split up the South, but how would they even do that? Like, would they do like Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and then do the other states? Like,
There's
would they
only
do
one
East
other
or West?
state. It's only 4 states. In our group, the South, it's only 4 states: Alabama,
Oh,
Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana.
Oh, I thought we had like Georgia and
No,
or like
Georgia's,
or
Georgia's its own thing.
Georgia is they don't even call it Georgia. It's Atlanta.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we had Georgia or Tennessee or like one of the other ones on the
Tennessee's got its
block.
own group. Kentucky, Tennessee is a group. Yeah. No, I think at some point they will probably break this group up. But right now there's no conversation of breaking this group up aside from me occasionally bringing it up.
Well, don't do that.
I
Stop that.
what as I mentioned last week, what they are pushing for is to get more leaders inside this group in different parts of the territory. So and I know it's not an easy ask to, for anyone to do it. But they want, a leader, at least one other leader in each state. That way it's kind of spread out and you could run the local groups and all that, but nobody's raising their dang hands. Nobody wants it.
Well, do you even have like do they have enough experienced people inside of sub two or inside the South to like divvy it up properly like that?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They do. There's definitely, I don't know about Mississippi as far as who's in Mississippi that has been in sub two, because one of the top criteria is that you have to be in for at least 6 months. I think for a while we were saying it had to be at least a year, but I think it's 6 months. So you have to be in sub two 6 months. You have to live in the territory. You have to be doing business in the territory. And then like a bunch of other things. So there are a lot of people that are in our group that are doing a lot of business, but they don't come to these calls. So I don't even really know them. Right? Or people
Yeah,
that have come to the calls over, the course of the last 3 years, and they came for a little while and then they don't come anymore. And that's fine. It's not for everyone to stick around on these calls forever. A lot of people just don't have time to do it, or they just don't feel like sitting on these calls every Thursday night. So I don't know. Like I had a long conversation with James Wells in New Orleans at the meetup. And he's like, dude, it's impossible for me to come to the meetings. They're living in a tiny house, him with his wife or his girlfriend, whatever she is, I think his wife and daughter. And he's like, if I get on the Zoom, they're literally sitting next to me on the couch watching television. Like, I can't do that to them. But James is awesome. I would love for James to be in here. He provides a ton of value, but he just can't be in here.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm jumping on a podcast with him at the end of the month.
Nice.
Yep,
Cool.
yep. And that's because of the sub two group, the sub two
Yeah.
meetup.
Sweet.
I ran into him, and we've met a long time ago, but that was my first time like meeting him in person. A lot of people actually, I don't meet a lot of people in person unless I go to meetups.
Yeah.
And
No.
people I've done deals with and business with, like I'm like, oh, what's up?
Dude, we all
like
just live in our
Travis.
we live in our own little bubbles, right?
Yo, like Travis, I've talked to him a ton, and then I'm standing next to him. I just hear him talking. I'm like, Travis,
Hey. Yeah.
what's up? We've done deals together.
And he's like, I cut my finger off 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He had a big old.
That happened?
I
Yeah, he
think
literally
cut part
almost
of his
missed the
finger
meetup
off.
because he cut his finger with a freaking chop saw.
Yeah, He cut it this way. He cut it long ways.
Oh my gosh.
God damn it. Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yeah, he was cutting little boards.
Oh, thank you.
Oh
That-
man.
I thought I had the dangerous job working with chainsaws. Shit. I ain't lost any appendages.
Thank
So
you.
who do you think's gonna run the Louisiana?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Literally nobody
Jeremy?
volunteering for it.
There's so many Louisiana students too, though. That's the funny part.
There's plenty of students everywhere. It's just, again, it's wanting to take on that, like, I don't want to call it a burden, but you're not in any way compensated. You're not an employee of New Reach. You're not an employee of Sub 2. You just have to have somebody that is willing to show up every week and do calls. And, field calls during the week and text messages during the week, and, just be okay with that. And not a lot of people are. So
Yeah.
I feel like you really have to have the experience too. Like,
help, absolutely. Yeah.
to be an accountability leader, you gotta at least have done a certain amount of deals or something. Sub 2s.
Yeah.
and
Now,
creative
now there
finance.
is, I think there is they're like sub leaders or like assistant leaders that can do things like help out with meetups and stuff. That there is definitely a place for that. But I agree with you. They're for the main leaders, you have to have experience, because otherwise, if I couldn't answer any questions, what would be the point of coming to these calls?
Exactly.
I mean, I certainly don't know everything, but I've done enough things that I have a pretty good idea about a lot of stuff.
Yes, you do.
Well, and then with it only being 4 states too, like you were saying, I mean, Arkansas just doesn't make any sense because Birmingham is closer to me in New Orleans than Arkansas is.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes me 5 hours to get to you in New Orleans. It takes me, like I said, Bentonville's like a 9-hour drive.
Right. And it's probably, I want to say it's like 7 hours for me to even get to the Arkansas state line from where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only person that comes on here is Sonia.
And she's not even in Arkansas. She's in Oklahoma. She does business in
wait,
Arkansas. but
Doesn't
she's
she
not-
do Arkansas though?
Yeah, she does. She's
Oh, okay,
north, though.
okay.
She's just
Oh,
not in her own
threw me
backyard.
for a loop.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah. So if anybody knows anybody that'd be interested, I can get New Reach off my back because they keep on asking me.
Well, I'm game for being an assistant, but I'm not taking on all the other stuff.
Thanks, Tiff.
Yeah, I was gonna
You're
say I'll
welcome.
help out however I can, but I have neither the tenure nor the experience to take on like a major leadership role.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
If I could
can
get
help. I'm a good.
9 more sub 2s under my belt, maybe. And I'll be at 10. Because I've only done one.
That's
Oh,
right. One more than most people have done.
that's right.
I've done some creative finance deals, a handful of those. Seller financing.
Yeah.
I like those better for some reason.
Why do you think that is? Just because you're more
Because we're
comfortable?
getting them. No, well, because like the last one we bought it at 0% interest, super low down payment. We're getting we're about to lock up another one right now, 0% down. I'm sorry, 0% interest. Because that's what we pitch. Right? We don't talk about interest rate. So I don't know. I feel like it's just we always make that offer with the cash offer. It's like, oh, you want a higher price? Well, I can give you the higher price. This is what it looks like. And I just lay out seller financing terms on a basic level.
Mhm.
Like I'll give you 5,000 now. We'll give you whatever's left over. We'll break it up over 30 years, and that'll be the monthly payment. And in 10 years, we'll balloon you out. We'd always do like a 10-year balloon, and that kind of, I don't know why we throw that in there. We just throw that in there. We don't get a whole lot of those accepted, but like the ones that we do, it's like it's a deal
Mhm.
every time. So like we had one today. It's actually on the market that TJ just locked up. I think the entry fee is a little high, but he pitched it, and they're like, "All right, let's go ahead and do it." No, they ended up calling him back. I was like, "Hey, yeah, my sellers want to do it. They want to do the 0% interest. The entry fee's a little high. It's like 20,000 down or something like that, and then we got to pay the agent. So we're gonna be in for like 27.
Well, how much is the
But-
house?
I could show it to you real quick if y'all want to take a look at it. I don't know if I could share my screen or not. Y'all see my screen?
Yes.
This is it. I kind of want to talk to you about this deal too. I don't want to
Right.
segue into it, but this is the deal.
Your
244.
entry is not too expensive. You're just over 10% entry.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the numbers, right? Well, I'll go into numbers in a second, but we could kind of look at the property. It's a little overpriced, I think. I've ran some comps. There's some very similar properties selling for around the 220-ish range. So
What's
it's
your
it's a
exit?
bit overpriced.
What's your exit on it?
I was thinking we and that was going to be a question for you. Maybe wrap it. Here's the terms. Can you see my screen still?
Yep.
Mhm.
We've been using Carl's mortgage calculator for everything. 20,000 down plus 7,000 to the realtor. Actually, you know what? I have a better way to show you the terms. It's on a letter of intent. I'll show you. Hold on one second.
This is a killer deal.
Let's see. I just had it. Oh yeah. I have it on like an actual letter of intent, which what y'all think about the letter of intent. This is what we use to send to all of our sellers and realtors. I can pull it up. Oh man, I lost it. Yep, I lost it. It's okay. Anyway, let's go back to this. Yeah, so 20,000 down plus 7,300 to the realtor, 0% interest. The monthly payment would be 622. 30-year amortized over 30 years. I guess it's not amortized, no interest. And in a 10-year balloon. So in
Okay.
10 years, we would owe them right around, shoot. I know we would owe
Pay 70 grand
them
down.
less. What's that?
You're gonna pay 72 grand down.
Yeah.
So
So-
what's the problem on this? What's the question on it?
I guess what do you think would be the exit? Like just wrap it to reach it, just jack the interest rate up, like just turn this to like a 6 or something,
And
and then
it's such a
wrap
good
it.
deal that you can, you don't have to get crazy with your interest rate. Now,
Okay.
the only problem, you're never gonna sell it anyway, but like, if you were someone who wanted to go and like sell the note, you kill yourself with a 6% interest rate, but you're never gonna sell it because your underlying is at 0.
Right.
So yeah, if you went 6% interest rate, that's better than market rates.
Mm-hmm.
That's lower than FHA and VA right now.
Right.
So you would get a ton of interest there. It's a nice house, even though you're selling it for more than it's truly worth. I think you'd sell that pretty quickly. The only thing is you're probably going to leave a decent amount of money in the deal. I don't
Leave
think
a decent.
I don't think right now you're getting a buyer with $27,000 down on this house. That's over 10%.
Oh, I got you. So I'm gonna have to bring some money to the table to get it done. You're talking on the
Yeah,
down payment, yeah, just to
Correct.
get in. Okay,
Correct.
gotcha.
yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
it's
guess that
you're
was
gonna cash flow, you're cash flowing $700 a month on this thing. Even
yeah.
at
So
interest, you're cash flowing $700 a month.
so the return's insane. So on whatever I got up. So if they put up 10 and I put up the rest, it's still, I mean, the return's there.
Returns there. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is just one we're looking at right now. Oops, not that one. This one. So yeah, it's just overpriced, and they want to sell for that price, and
Mhm.
you know, they did have some kickback on the interest. They're like, well, what? And we're like, well, that is the interest. We're paying you your price. You know, if you were to sell this on the market, obviously we'll only sell for 220. Then you have realtor fees, commission. So us giving you your price and paying your realtor, that is interest. That's our interest. And they were like, okay. You know, so that's how we usually pitch the 0% interest deal
Yep.
with these sellers. But yeah, this will only be the second one that we picked up 0% interest like that.
0% is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
You just get such great principal pay down.
Yeah.
All right. So does anybody have a question on this deal?
Well, I have a question. Is this an investor that you're buying it from? Like, it looks freshly renovated.
I didn't talk to the seller directly. We've been dealing with the realtor on this one.
See.
And honestly, I didn't even talk to TJ. TJ kind of worked this whole deal. He just couldn't make this call because he's at a local meetup right now,
Okay.
West Bank meetup in New Orleans. Yeah. So he kind of wanted me to jump on the call and ask if it was a deal. I was like,
Oh, what's
I'm
the
pretty
deal?
sure. I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure it's a deal. I was like, just get a contract. Like, hurry up and lock it up. I'm pretty confident you got a deal. Anything 0%, just go ahead and send that contract to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the agent called him back and was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And he was like, well, let me double check with my partner, make sure we can do it. I'm like, dude, send him a contract. Hurry up.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is after pitching. I mean, we've pitched 100 times, 0% interest, no, getting no over and over and over and over. So this would hopefully be the second one out of 200 offers. So
That's exciting though.
Oh, that's all right though. I mean, they gotta be motivated,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is, that's decent motivation. They're overpriced and they want their price. They're not moving. The
Yeah.
house is not gonna sell at that level.
Right. Yeah, but that is a good question. If it's an investor, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to get that answer for you and see. I don't see why an investor would sell like that though.
Yeah, on seller finance. I agree, but it looks
I
like
don't
a
know.
freshly renovated property to me.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, strange.
Have you guys actually seen the house?
I know I haven't been to it. We haven't really been going to too many of them. Before locking it up. Last couple we locked up, we just did it over the phone. And then we go take pictures after. We'll go do an inspection after. Trying to go virtual like you, bro. Might as well start virtual back in our backyard.
I had a lunch meeting yesterday with somebody who I think like 2.5 years in. He was here in Birmingham for a little while, and he joined Astro. He was a professional soccer player, and he just
Eli.
Birmingham though. And he's doing similar to what we are. Their their model is very, very similar. They're doing mostly fix and flips, couple of wholesales here and there. And he's like, I just can't wrap my head around virtual. It doesn't make any sense to me. But the only thing I can ever suggest to anyone who can't wrap their head around virtual, your next deal you get, even if it's in your backyard, just whatever you do, don't go see the house. Try it on one, because you have to prove concept on it. If you can do it, even if it's, around the corner from your house, if you can do it on a deal in your backyard where you feel comfortable, you prove concept and you realize you can do it anywhere. A house in Birmingham is no different than a house in Montana, is no different than a house in Wyoming, is no different than a house in Arizona. As long as we can find boots on the ground and get somebody that we trust, why do we care where it is? I'm never going to see the house anyway. Right? So it's would I do, a really high end flip in an area I don't know? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would want to see that. I'd want to know the area a little more. But buying a cookie cutter house in any market is a cookie cutter house. You're good. You're gonna be able to sell it.
So what's your method on finding boots on the ground? Like, how do you vet? I think you're doing agents, and how do you vet them? And
Yeah.
tell me about
Yep.
that.
So that's Dave's side of the business. I know his process changed because he was using Redfin. Redfin will allow you to look at all the recent sales in an area, like pick a radius or whatever. You can then download a spreadsheet of it, and it would give you all the agents, and then sort it by agent and realize which agents were actually doing a bunch of deals. So you see the top producers in the area, and then he'd send all of them a text, and that was test number one. If I'm going to send 10 agents a text message, if you don't respond to that text message, you're out. You failed the first test. The
That's
ones
right.
that respond quickly are the ones are hungry. So then he gets them on the phone and interviews them. Do you have experience with fixing and flipping? Do you have experience working with investors? Are you an investor yourself? Have you ever fixed and flipped? Do you know contractors? Do you have contractors you can trust? And then you find the one or two that are like, yes, 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 yes. And then we tell them our business model, and they're like, that's fantastic. I would love to work with you guys.
That's awesome.
Because the idea is to find one rock star that has a team that it works well. Like we're doing in Florence, South Carolina right now. We're finishing up the first flip there, and we're about to close on another purchase to flip. So our team's already there. We already
Yeah.
have the contractor. We've seen his work. He's already, he's 99% done our first flip. So it's like, here you go. Here's another project. Go do the same thing.
Awesome.
So it's
That's better than my contractor in my backyard that I go check on. Yeah.
yeah.
I love the texting like as a test because, dude, you could test that with 100 realtors. You only need really one or two.
Yeah. It's a good method.
Yeah, we used to use that method to dispo deals. We used to go do that same method, download the list, see the top performing agents. And if they're doing a deal, we would just text blast our deals to them one by one, have a VA kind of text any deals that were like kind of outside of our Orleans, Jefferson Parish. And we usually use that for like dispositions though, to go like show the house.
You're wholesaling through an agent?
Yeah, I wholesale a lot of deals through realtors actually.
How do they get
a bulk of-
compensated?
I pay them a realtor fee.
You pay me their 3%?
Yeah, a lot of our deals that they wholesale are under 100 grand. And if they can bring me a $20,000 deal, yeah, I'm paying them $3. I'm happy to pay them $3.
Yeah.
And it's just more offers on too. That's actually how I built my buyers list so big, was through realtors. I literally went to the MLS, took all the realtors out that were doing. I think you could do like a cash filter, realtors that have sold properties for cash, that are in distress. You can even do that filter and take that list, and then I literally just uploaded it to MailChimp and started sending them deals. And then they share that with their buyers and stuff, and then they opt in. And I use Investor Carrot for that. I kind of send them a link like, hey, I saw you sold a deal on 123 Main Street. Just seeing if you had any buyers for this one. Boom, and I put the link, and then that's how I dispel a lot of my deals. A lot of those agents are still on my list today.
Dude, that's so
That's so smart.
easy and brilliant.
It is.
I thought everybody was kind of doing
I've
it.
never done that.
No.
Yeah, no, agents move a lot of our deals actually.
That is, I mean, I guess
probably
it becomes
half
a little
of our
more- it becomes a little
lists.
more difficult as your price point goes up.
Yeah.
Trying to do a $300,000 house, you're going to be paying them $9,000 agent commission. Your spread better be it better be a good deal.
Yeah. Last realtor we did a deal with, it was a $20,000 spread. And it was a little bit higher, but we ended up paying her $5 grand. But that was our only offer.
Just agree
It
to
was
something.
it was our only offer.
Wow.
And I've never really had to pay less than 3%. But if it comes to that point, obviously, if I'm making $6 grand and they want 5, well, hey, let's split it at least. Let's work something out here.
Yeah.
So.
So these agents are they often bringing homestead buyers, or are they bringing investors mostly?
No, a lot of investors. I've wholesaled some deals right around retail prices though. To like through realtors, because like their mom's friend wanted it or whatever. Like the realtors know the buyers; they are the market, right?
Yeah.
So, I started doing that a long time ago. That's really how I built my buyers list here, and how I was able to move deals, and why so many people used to JV with me, because I was literally just text blasting agents like, "Oh, here's a deal." I mean, I'd pull the whole zip code every 8 realtor that sold a property last 2 or 3 years and text every single one of them. Sometimes it'd be like 300-400 agents for one deal. I'd send it to all of them. I'd be like, I'll have the property open in 2 days. Everybody show up, and I had 5-10 people show up to an inspection. And a lot of realtors, they're bringing their clients. For every one realtor, they might have 2, 3, 20 buyers that they're working with. So, and I'll gladly pay them a commission.
I got a question for those of you that do a lot of wholesaling or have been wholesaling for a while. What's your process on inspections for owner occupied properties? I personally hate them because of this.
Owner occupied.
Owner occupied. What you guys send investor buyers in there because you're wholesaling, and you're gonna have multiple times where a new buyer shows up and you got to get them in there. Like I cannot stand that process.
Yeah, for the most part. Oh, I got my little niece in here. No, for the most part, that's why that was going to be one of my questions for you, actually. Like, how do y'all do that virtually? Because whenever we do it ourselves, um, I'll have TJ go out to the property, and he'll kind of mitigate that situation. Because I mean, it gets a little weird sometimes, and I think it really depends on what you do on the front end with those sellers, like how you present it to them. Like when we get a contract signed, we tell them, "Hey, our funding partners are going to have to walk the deal." Like they already know that's going to happen before we go into the deal.
Yeah,
So just setting that expectation on the front end, I think, is crucial, especially when it's owner occupied. You kind of know which deals you could do it with and which ones you can. Obviously, vacant properties, I don't have to say all that, but you kind of have to set that expectation.
100% agree. Well said. Yeah.
Well, that was going to flow into one of my questions, like because we are trying to do more virtual, and I'm kind of like, man, I just don't get the discount. Like, I just don't understand how they discount unless you get like a boots on the ground in that area, I guess, to go show.
Yeah, I don't recommend trying to start a wholesaling operation virtually. You absolutely can. If you do, you definitely have to have boots on the ground. But fixing and flipping is different because everything we do goes through a realtor. So as long as we have a good agent, we're set.
Right. And you just kind of have them boots on the ground for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. With wholesaling, though, I mean, it just seems kind of difficult.
I mean, there's
Just throwing a deal.
people that do it. Rami's on this call. Rami is in Israel, and he wholesales in Birmingham. So you can do it. You can do it.
Tyler, what are you using to pull all those lists of realtors and segment them?
Just MLS, but you could pull it you could literally go to Zillow if you needed to and pull a similar list. You could go to Zillow Agent Finder. I feel like that doesn't really work as well anymore because that number on Zillow isn't their direct cell number. It's like a Zillow number. So it's kind of a funny line. But if you get direct access to the MLS, it's kind of hard to pull that list actually. We had to it was a pretty lengthy process. Like there's a way you could go into the MLS and then look up by agent. And we were able to pull like literally I had a VA going and manually like pull the list. There's around 7,000 or 8,000 realtors in there, and it had their phone number, their email, everything, and their MLS ID.
You know that Pace has that list inside Sub 2 of every agent in the country. It's like 2 years old at this point, so they're probably stale, but there's a lot of them still going to be around. Their phone numbers are in there.
Yeah. You could literally use that list if you wanted to. Before when I was doing this, I wasn't even in. This was years ago. I started doing this. When I first got started wholesaling.
Yeah, because I knew guys that were pulling lists from from IREM or whatever, but that doesn't actually show you who's doing deals and who's active and who's not.
Yeah.
It's just a database of just realtors.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we go into MLS, we type in our subject property like we're running a comp, and I'll expand that out a little bit more, like a couple miles, mile or two, whatever, so I get enough results. And then I'll go back to all properties that have sold similar to mine in the last 2 years, 3 years, whatever, until I get enough agents. And then I'll just kind of be able to instead of exporting comps, I'm exporting the comps, but the realtors are attached. Like the sold agent is on there with their email address and their MLS ID and all that. And then you can have a VA kind of manually look the phone numbers up. But we kind of have a spreadsheet with all the realtors, like a huge list, and then they do like a vertical lookup, like a V lookup, and it just like pulls in their phone number. And then I'll have my VA one by one just text them. We used to be able to text blast them, but they kind of shut that down, like Text Magic and all these tools. I mean, it used to be great. I can upload 500 agents, press send, and then my phone would just melt for hours. Hey, we're going to be there. We're going to come see the deal. Yeah, we want it.
Yeah.
I'd have 20, 30 people show up.
Now you're just doing it through MailChimp.
Yeah, I only do email blasts really now for the most part. We have about 3,500 people on our list here, just our local list. And we can usually move all of our deals through that if we send it out once or twice. If it's a deal. If we're not getting any calls or anything, we know it's too high instantly. Yeah, deals move pretty quick too. But if I really want, like, if I do some stuff on the North Shore, which is a little bit farther out, like I'm doing a deal right now out there.
Yeah,
It's a
you
little
and
bit
I
harder
talked
for some.
about that one, the Covington
Oh
house.
yeah, yeah, you did look at that one, the 2 cabins I got.
Yeah,
Oh,
I kind of want to do that and do like an STR. I just I don't know if there's enough foot traffic that would go through there that would justify an STR in Covington.
yeah, like a Airbnb or something.
Yeah, well, because my thought was, I was like, dude, I could just live in the bigger house, and then that way, like, I could just go in between stays, just
Yeah, I
cut
got
the
you.
Airbnb.
You can live in one cabin and Airbnb the other one, but you
Yeah,
got to
or
rezone the land to do that. You got to get it rezoned first. That's the hiccup with that one.
do you? I thought you just had to apply for the permit through St. Tammany.
Um, maybe so. I'd have to look into it a little bit more.
When I looked into STR in on the North Shore, it's pretty much the same as what it is in Jefferson, which is like it's an expensive ass permit. It's like 7, 8, $900, but that's more or less just so they do their due diligence. They know you're not just a crook.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot. It's a deal that I'm partnering up. I have a partner on the North Shore that I'm helping him. He's a flipper, but he's trying to get into wholesaling.
Yeah, I've got a
He's
guy
doing
on
all
the
his own
list.
marketing. Yeah, he's doing all his own marketing stuff, like closing all the leads, locking up the contracts. I'm just like building his disposition part out, and I'm actually selling a lot of his deals to realtors, like I just talked about. It's kind of I'm just like setting up his investor carrot site, posting his deals up there, then like my VA just texting all the agents and cash buyers in that area to try to get these deals sold for him.
What's it
We're
zoned
doing like
as now with the 2 cabins on it?
what's that?
What's it zoned as now? You were saying that you might have to get it
I
rezoned.
got it. Let's see. It's zoned as A2 suburban dish A2. You have to apply for a rural overlay to get it into short-term rentals. And I know that because my partner was gonna buy it to Airbnb it, and he kind of was hitting these roadblocks.
And I'm guessing that overlay is probably a little bit pricey and or tedious.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like $2,500 just to get it. This is the deal, by the way, guys. 2 cabin properties on 2 acres. This came in from a cold call lead from our cold callers. We use Res cold calling. Just came in. It came in on the North Shore though. I don't know how I got a lead way out there, but I gave it to my partner and he went and locked that deal up. And he was actually gonna buy an Airbnb it, but you can see here zone info.
Yeah, because Covington's like an hour from me, but from where you are in Belchase, it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a good ways away from us. This is the second cabin. Pretty cool little deal. I mean, little property here. It needs some cleaning up. He inherited the property. Didn't know what to do with it. There's actually a mortgage on it for about 160-ish, something like that. So we're trying to see if he'll go sub 2 route, which he might. But right now he's stuck on the cash. But I'm thinking if we get
Is
it,
that black mold in that picture?
probably so. It needs a good bit of work. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
Yeah, no,
that.
yeah, we figured it's gonna need a good bit in renovations. My partner was talking about getting a loan and fixing it and hard money, and I'm just like, man, it sounds like a lot of work. So Airbnb 2 cabins. Then you gotta zone them correctly first.
Is there anything
he's-
in this area, like as far as comps? Or is it super rural?
Yeah, no, it's not super rural. This comps, but not cabins though.
It's
I don't see it.
yeah. Where they're at, it's like semi-rural because they're on like the outskirts of Covington too. Like, I think Tyler has the map. Yeah, see over here, he's like halfway between Covington and Abita Springs. And if you
Yeah,
look to the right, you can see like downtown Abita Springs. If you look to the left on the other side, there's highways. That's downtown Covington.
yeah, like you come out of here, you're in, you're on the strip. But no, there's I think there's like $500,000 houses selling all right in here and all over here. But the comps are just weird. We did have he did have an appraiser. That's a realtor that he works with that told him it's probably worth around 400 ish ARV. You know,
I think that they need
that's
$100,000 rehab.
yeah, yeah. I agree. It does.
I was gonna say that's
That's
possible, yeah, especially with being
that's
on a 2 acre plot. But
that's what we
yeah,
got. 100 plus, you know, on a rehab. But I don't know, cool deal. We're just trying to
Wow.
wholesale it. What's that?
Could be a cool house.
Yeah, it could be a cool little Airbnb. I could see that on Airbnb.
Yep.
But if y'all want to check it out, I'll send y'all my website where I'll put all my wholesale deals. Here you go.
that cabin had me going through the whole like the rabbit hole of eclectic Airbnbs because there was somebody else I knew from Sub 2 that was like, "Oh, I want to get a school bus conversion and throw that on Airbnb." Like you can. I don't know how well that's gonna like. What's your occupancy gonna be?
3%.
Right.
Yeah, it might be 3% a year for $60 a night. But
Yeah.
hey, man, I mean, you're making money.
That's funny. Yeah, this might be a deal. These cabins might be a deal for go sub 2. We could just give them a little cash up front. And I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the only reason that would be a deal for sub 2 is because it would limit your entry fee. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, sub 2 is irrelevant if you got $100,000 rehab.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
not gonna want to leave the $100,000 sitting in there.
Right, exactly.
You're gonna have to refi it out. So then you're sub 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, gotcha. Well,
Amazing. Tyler dropping nuggets.
there you go.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Any way I can help.
Awesome. That's it. You're officially the new sub 2 leader in New Orleans.
There we go. Let's go. Boom. Let's go.
Just like that, we all look to Tyler.
Yep. Maybe me
Um,
and TJ can kind of like take turns.
There you go. Awesome. Who else has anything going on? Hey Jeremiah, we gotta get our calendars synced up. We gotta pick like an hour or so to get together and go
Yeah,
over stuff that we want to go over.
yeah. It's funny you say that because Aaron's here on the call. We were going back and forth this week a little bit, and I told him I got to get in front of you for a minute. Speaking of TJ, I reached out to him today. I did a direct to agent on a house in Chattanooga that I think would make a great like co-living pad split. And so I've been back and forth with the agent, and it looks like it's an estate deal. So there's, mom and dad passed away, and there's, I guess, multiple siblings involved in it. And so I'm guessing whoever she's speaking with, it's representing, the group is open to owner finance. But they asked for like a ridiculous amount of money down because he wants to get, I guess, the siblings cashed out of it. And so we're going to just kind of meet with the agent tomorrow and talk through some of that and just kind of see what's up and see if we can't make something work here on this. But it's a 4-bedroom, 5-bath house. And every bedroom has like its own full bathroom. It's almost like they're all like master suites. And it's got like a bunch of common space and a bar and big laundry room. And I'm just like stumbled into it the other day, and tomorrow's 100 days on the market. I'm like, damn, I got to at least call about this. And so that's kind of where we're at. TJ and I are going to jump on a call with the agent tomorrow around 10, just see if he can work some magic on that, pull something out of it. He was suggesting, because they went like 40% down. Oof. And I'm like, man, that kills the deal. But he was thinking about, I guess, doing like a DSCR loan, like 50%, and then do a carryback on the other 50. And so he was just spitting some different game out there in terms of ideas. So I think he would just want to kind of feel the agent out to see where her sellers are at and what options might exist, but could be something, could be nothing. I love the house. He did too, man. The house is like sweet. It would be definitely be a good pad split or short-term, make a good short-term rental property.
Yeah, so I don't think pad split's in Chattanooga yet.
They're not.
So
we have to do like short-term on Airbnb probably.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't do a pad split, but like they don't have an operation set up there. So they would help, like I think last time I talked to them, they said they would help you and like guide you in how to do it, but they don't have, you know, the infrastructure there, so they're not gonna list for you. They're not gonna find tenants for you. They're not gonna do any of that stuff, which is part of the appeal of the pad split model.
Got it.
Yeah. But if you just buy 8 houses, I think they'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like 30 doors that they need to have. So every house
Um,
should have like 5 or 6 doors. So it's not that you don't have to have that many houses.
Yeah, I got a long way to go before I hit that.
You'll find other people that are doing business there.
Yeah, well, he's been, I guess him and his wife been kind of looking off and on at that market. And I guess he's got a long-term buddy of his that's sitting on some cash, wants to invest, would love to have something that way. So we were just kicking ideas around about maybe JVing on it and just seeing if we could do something with it. But the fact that it's an estate deal kind of, I think it's going to be a little difficult if not all the brothers and sisters are on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah. How many siblings are there?
I didn't get there. TJ asked the same question. He's like, how many people are involved? I'm like, I don't know. She said, but because I asked her, she did kind of back and forth. I said, well, what's the least they would need for the property? And she's like, there's too many of them to ask that. She's like, you just have to make an offer.
Okay.
And so that's kind of why I want to get on the phone with her too. Sometimes things are lost in text. So
Yeah. Something creative may be difficult if it's a probate situation, but it's worth asking.
yeah, it's just it's a conversation, right? So see where it goes.
Awesome.
And then some of you guys may have seen it. Some guy threw a little dumpy house out in Birmingham. I got a contractor running over tomorrow to look at it for rehab, but I can't seem to get the numbers to work, so I don't know that it's going to be a deal. But I'm waiting to see kind of what the contractor comes back with. But I'm I don't know Birmingham that well. I guess it'd be considered on the northeast side, northeast Lake area, East Lake Park area.
206.
I'm sorry,
What's the zip code?
35206.
Yeah, that's East Lake.
It's the comps
So
are
East Lake
hard
is
because
like hit or miss. It's a great, it's been a big investor area for a while. But because that's been happening, everyone thinks that anything in East Lake is worth a ton of money. It's still not a great area, but you can definitely make money there.
yeah, and like that's the underwriting stuff because I'm like, you got $70,000 and $95,000 properties, and then you got $200,000 and some $1,000 properties. And I'm like,
Yes.
what the hell? It's like obviously, just looking at the pictures, you can tell people are in there flipping. Like they're all a lot of flip out houses.
Yeah, they're old houses. So a lot of these things are going to be full guts.
Yeah, this one would be. It's a not some of them pretty old. This is a 1970. I don't like going any older than that. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Have a contractor run over tomorrow and just kind of look at it and quote it out, see if it makes sense.
Is that what you want right now? Do you want to do a full gut rehab?
No.
In full transparency, in a market that you probably have a 50-50 chance of the house being broken into and stuff stolen out of the job.
Yeah, it already was. So and so when I got that, I was like, man. But the guy that I'm gonna have to go look, he lives like 10 minutes from this place. So I was like, hey, can you mind just swinging by and taking a look? But even when I put my buy box out, it's moderate, light to moderate. I have no intentions on going deep, but he's like right there. So I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like for our model, I'm probably, when I say I'm probably okay, we are doing a full gut rehab. I'm okay with an extensive rehab if it's in an area that is very safe. Like I'll do a full gut rehab in a B class neighborhood. East Lake is not B class.
Okay, good to know.
It's
I assume this much.
depending
looking
on
at
the
pictures.
street, it's C class at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyhow, so I'm looking for projects. I'm looking for flip projects. So if any of you guys got something either in Huntsville area or Birmingham, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't I don't have anything right now that I'm Someone in sub two brought me one the other day, but it's like a what was it? It was like a 375 purchase or something like that. It was like they were trying to say the ARV was like 500,000. And there weren't very many comps around and nobody wanted it.
I had that exact same scenario today. Some lady out of nowhere called me on my cell. Like, how'd you even get this number? Not that that's hard, but she has a house. The houses, they want 330 for it. And they're suggesting it needs 30K in rehab, an ARV at 520. I can't even find a house in around that area that's selling for what they're asking for it, let alone an ARV of 520. And it's in a kind of a bad spot of Chattanooga in a sense that it's like it's up on a hillside. It's got a pretty view, but it's like right off of 24. And I know that area. I know where it's where you start climbing up the hill around Bubba Ray's there. And I'm just like, man, there's no way in hell. I can't imagine the road noise on that deck.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they got this 520 ARV.
I see majority of people that send deals out have incorrect ARVs.
Almost every one of them. And it's like they don't understand holding cost at all.
Right.
Anywho, yeah. Well, so I'm on a mission, man. One of my goals was to knock out 2 a quarter, and we're mid-February, and I don't have any on the pipeline. So,
All right. I mean, I know you know this, but don't force it.
I'm not. No, I learned that the hard way in Talladega.
Yeah. Don't
We're not
force
doing
it.
that again.
We I'd say at least once every week or so we start talking about 2025. And we're setting ourselves up this year to be able to do whatever it is we have to do in 25. And that one of those options could literally be turn the business off for a year. Right? If the market gets bad enough, like if we have an 08 scenario happen again, not saying it's going to, but if it did, what would happen to your business if you were fixing and flipping in 2008?
Mhm.
Even if you can get houses which will be falling out of the sky, you can buy houses,
Yeah.
the hour of every day. You'll never be able to sell one. So even if you get a steep discount, all you're doing is catching a falling knife. Right. So I know if we're not set up to be able to do that, we'll feel pressured to buy a deal just to make money because we'll need it and we'll get hurt. Right. So just always keep that in mind. Don't ever force a deal. Because if you're like, well, I don't know, but I really want to buy something, but I know this isn't perfect, but I want to buy something, but I probably shouldn't, but I want to buy something. In our business, it's either a hell yes or a hell no. And sometimes we decide that, but if you can remind yourself once in a while, like, are you thinking hell yes is a great deal, or are you like hell no? And it's not hell yes, it is hell no. So just.
I like that. I like that.
And the other thing, like Pace says, if I don't want 1,000 of them, I don't want one of them. So, yeah, just be careful.
Good stuff, man. What's your I know you're jam packed, but what's like your typical best day of the week? If I wanted to try to get in front of you for an hour.
Definitely not Mondays and not Thursdays. So Tuesday kind of suck too. Wednesday and Fridays.
All right. I'll look at some maybe options.
And I'll be honest, as we go forward here the next few weeks, my schedule is going to get lighter and lighter. Our acquisitions rep is having a baby. So we are turning off we've already turned off our marketing. We've turned our marketing off last week. Well, we have 1 county on. So we've gotten 3 leads in the last week. So we looked at our KPIs and we know that our average deal comes 2 weeks after the lead came in. 14 to 15 days is our average right now. So we said, okay, we only have until Friday because she's gone 2 weeks from now. If we don't have a lead in by Friday, she's not gonna have long enough to see it through the cycle to get a contract. And then all we're doing is wasting money. So we're just turning everything off.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna focus on the flips we have. We have $500,000 in the pipeline of deals that are on the board. We're just gonna work on getting those across the finish line. And then we know anytime you shut your marketing off, you're gonna pay for it like a month and a half, 2 months later. So Q2 is gonna be rough. We know that. But you can't argue with a baby, Con.
No, it sounds like you'll be packing some bags and taking a beach trip though while you're at it.
Oh, well, yeah, we're buying a house in Gulf Shores, so I'm gonna go down there and work on it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Nice.
Better let me know when you're down here.
It's gonna be the last, no, it'll be, I think, as of right now, March 7th is the closing date. Is it March 7th? I don't know, what's the calendar look like?
Well, I'm not gonna remember it by then anyway, but just keep me updated.
Yeah, March 7th is a Thursday. That's when we're tentatively scheduled. I would like to move it up. Because we are, EJ's gonna be out starting February 24th and not coming back until March 10th,
Okay.
11th, actually, it's Monday. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be very quiet, not having an acquisitions team.
Yeah. So you turned Baldwin County off?
Yes, everything's off.
I'm turning it on.
The only thing on right now is Florence County, South Carolina. We have 2 deals there right now. We have a good team.
The only reason mine was off was because you were in it, but now if you're not in it, I'm
Yeah,
turning that
turn it on.
back.
Where's it, what's that right now? 175?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it because I thought you had it.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Just take all the deals from him, Tiffany. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
That
cool, right?
tied at
Oh,
175.
he's chilling. Huh?
It's tied at 175 right now.
Okay.
Are y'all just doing pay per lead
Yep.
only?
Yep.
Oh wow, nice. How many leads is it taking to, well, you're doing flips, I guess it's a little. You're only flipping or you're doing a couple other things?
Only flipping. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I say that, but like trying to wholesale a deal in New Orleans right now.
Yeah.
So
Just
I
kind of
don't
calling you out. Yeah.
I don't know if Dustin told you about that deal or if he's working with somebody else to help get rid of it at this point because he didn't have any luck disposing it.
He should have called me and TJ, or at least TJ, and
Yeah.
we'll blast it out.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to work with somebody, but maybe I'll ask him to hit you up.
I've moved a few deals with them. They've sent them over and we pushed them out and got them done.
Yeah. Yeah, at this
Yeah.
point, I just want to move this thing along. We don't even, we'll get what we get. I don't really care. I just want to be done with these
Yeah,
sellers.
that's awesome. I've been wanting to go try out the paper lead. We're just doing cold calling only right now. But
What's your average cost per
know.
contract?
It's shoot, I haven't checked since I could tell you, well, shoot, we spent 2,000, about 2,300 on cold calling this month, and we got 2 contracts.
Is that
Two or three.
that's all your expense? Or is there anything else?
No, I mean I already had the data. I already had the cold calling data, skip
Okay.
trace and all that. No, yeah, that's not. I mean, yeah, that's for the most part. I mean, if you factor in the skip trace data for around 10,000 records,
Mhm.
whatever that is, that's about what I sent them.
So I can tell you in Jefferson and Orleans Parish,
Yeah.
you're gonna be somewhere in the ballpark of $125 to $150 a lead.
Yeah.
It's take you about 20 leads to get a deal.
Okay. Yeah.
And-
So I'm spending
And a
10
lot of leads come in through that service in those
Okay.
those two parishes.
Gotcha.
Jeremy, that one that you sent to Dustin, is that Jefferson or is that Orleans?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Jefferson Parish moves a little bit better for the most part.
I don't know.
Well,
I
it's
don't
way
know.
safer.
I
Yeah.
don't know the answer. It's on Oleander, so I don't know.
Oh, I know that one. Chris showed it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. That one's in the city.
I don't know. I haven't checked my email in about a week. I've been out of town. I'm visiting family right now, so I haven't seen
That
it.
was no excuse, Tyler.
Hey, he could call TJ. Dustin calls TJ and Dustin talk all the time. They don't
Yeah.
call me.
Yeah, but we should get this thing moved.
Let's do it.
I don't care who the heck gets involved in it. I just want it moved.
I was gonna say
I'll-
he's a
I'll-
buyer, but he's looking to buy up literally anything in Jefferson. He has no interest in anything in Orleans.
Really? Dude, we were when we're turned on there, we get a lot of leads in Jefferson.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's why, like what you were talking about earlier with Jeremiah, one of the duplexes that Chris showed me that she was like, oh, it's almost renoed. I was like, yeah, it's almost complete if you count the like 4 contractor tool sets that they probably had to replace because it got stolen out of this house.
Mhm.
Because she was trying to dispo out it was a duplex in Holly Grove.
Dude, I'm looking at it right now. Holy crap. We got a lot of leads in New Orleans. Let me look at
And
this.
is anybody like buying them, or they're just sitting there? Because I know they can just sit there for a while if people don't buy them, huh?
No, they, well, the way that the PPL service, the ones that we subscribe to, if you subscribe to the county,
Mhm.
you bid to subscribe to the county, and then, if you're high bid, you pay for any lead that comes in. It's automatic.
And it just
You'll set your
emails.
budget, you'll say $20,000 budget for the month, and
Yeah.
you'll get every lead that comes in until you go over your budget. And then as soon as your budget gets hit, they shut you off.
Gotcha.
Sounds
But
kind of like how they were doing Thumbtack for tradespeople.
Mhm. So it looks like there's more leads coming into the system in Orleans most months. Jefferson's about half of that. But like December, there were 22 leads in Orleans and 26 in Jefferson.
Oh wow.
Wait, how are you seeing that?
We track it. Oh, and Dave calls, Need Some House Fast every month and walks through all of our counties and they give us the numbers.
Oh, that's cute.
You can literally ask them whatever counties you want and say how many leads came in this month total. And then we look and we say, okay,
Yeah.
well, we were tied bid or top bid and if 20 leads came in and we only got 4 of them, why did we miss so many leads? But it also lets
Oh, that's good.
you forecast your KPIs because we know if we want to be in Baldwin County, and Baldwin County in November, there were 15 leads. In December, there were 18 leads. In January, there were only 8 leads.
Mm.
So if we know it takes 20 leads to a deal, and let's say you're running a business and you have to get 2 to 3 deals a month, well, you're not getting it if all you have is PPL in Baldwin County because there's only 15 leads coming in a month. Even if you got every single lead, it's still not enough to hit your KPI. So it's going to take you a month and a half to get 1 deal, but you need 2 to 3 a month to survive.
Yeah.
So that's why it's super important for us to know how many total leads are available. And then play in as many counties as you need to play in to make sure you hit your numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do more virtual stuff, but going more towards that paperly model, but wholesaling, but you got to make sure that the market's there too. So like I know they show you like what county or the zip code even of the property before you pay for the lead. So in that scenario, you'd probably have to go look like what's the population, what's going on in that market.
I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Easier if I show you this. Hold on. Dashboard. So why this model works really well for us is because we don't need to worry about how many investors are in any market. Hold on, I'll make this bigger so you guys can actually see it. Oh, shoot.
Thank you.
We don't need to worry about how many investors are in any given market. That's only a problem if you're trying to wholesale. We want to know there's retail activity happening in a market. So we can go in smaller, we can go in these tertiary markets and do just fine because I don't care if there's no investors there. I just need to know that houses are selling. So if you're looking to wholesale and you want to go into, say you want to go virtual, you happen to be in a great market that this works for you to wholesale because your counties, if I go down here, all right, your counties, Orleans and Jefferson are cheap. Right now it's tied bid at $150. So, for 150 bucks, you can just get leads all day long. If I were to go to, I want to go to like Atlanta. Oh, yeah. Let's go to Atlanta and let's go to How is it not on here? Oh, it's not
Hit
down.
command. I was gonna say hit Command F and type in Atlanta.
All right, if I'm gonna go to DeKalb County, which is a great area in Atlanta. If I want to be involved, I got to go to 350
Oh, wow.
bucks a lead just to be tied bid. Right? So now you know you're going to spend $7,000 for a deal because it's going to take you 20 leads to a deal.
Yeah.
You can do with just standard KPIs, you can get a deal for 3,000 in New Orleans, or you can get it for 7,000 in Atlanta. Right?
Gotcha.
So that's what we do. We try and stay away from these 350, 400, $500 counties. And we find counties that are really cheap. You know, like these, if we look at the ones that we were active in before we turned it off, you'd see tied bid at 75, tied at 175, tied at 125. We were not even close on these. I think these were like in the 200, 250 tied bid for Shelby, right? We don't want to go over 200 bucks. I don't play in anything over 200 bucks right now. Because we want volume. And if you start spending 400 bucks a lead, you're only getting so much volume in. So we just don't do it. But that's why we're in like, you know, Kansas, Kentucky, Montana, South Carolina is good sometimes. Alaska sucks. We get leads there, but never anything good. So as soon if like here in Florence, South Carolina, we are actively top bid right now at $100. If anyone puts a lead into the system, it's automatically mine.
Wow.
I don't have to, and it's one lead, one person. They don't sell to multiple people, which is nice. So, but it's good. You get a different kind of lead with inbound than you do with any kind of, you know, cold call or anything like that. Nobody with inbound F off.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's taken us 60 plus leads to get a deal, you know, because we're cold calling.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot more offers, a lot more conversations, a lot more time on the phone, a lot more stress on the team, I guess.
Right.
But
yeah. So that's what we do.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'd like to I'm gonna test it out for sure. I have a virtual closer that he lives out the country, but he locks contracts up. He's pretty good. He goes through to all of our sales trainings with us every morning. He's
Yeah,
teaching
dude,
us stuff.
we're turned off right now, so you're not stealing it from me.
No, I wouldn't even be over there. I'm just saying in my market, you know, where I'm at.
No,
Is that-
I've been getting leads in your market.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I got most of the leads that came through in Jefferson and Orleans for the last 4 months.
Oh wow, what were you doing with them? Just
Most
flipping?
of them, most of them, not much of anything. We had a couple. We got like 2 or 3 locked up, and one, the seller completely ghosted us after the contract. Just
Oh wow.
never wouldn't respond in any way to us or the attorney. And then the other one is the Oleander deal. And that was a probate deal that hopefully we'll be able to move.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to test it out with my team. Let's see.
Awesome. Here, use this if you're gonna sign up for them.
Okay, perfect. Will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to test it out. We're doing more cold calling. I'm kind of going the Eric Klein method right now, you know, where we got the cold caller sending leads in, we call them as quick as possible, don't through a script, make an offer right there on the phone. And it's been working, but it takes a lot of leads to get a contract with cold calling. That's it. But I'm thinking like if we can apply that same method to something like this. But like you said, you gotta have the lead flow. And I feel like you said about 30 leads a month per parish, per Orleans and Jefferson Parish, about 30. It takes about 15 to do a deal, 20. So yeah, it's 2 deals.
Louisiana, Jefferson. So looking at December, Jefferson had 26 and Orleans had 22.
Okay.
And November, it was 13 Jefferson, 24 Orleans, and same thing for, I'm sorry, November is, we didn't have it before November. I don't know why it's listed this way. It's duplicate.
Yeah, so that's an extra 2 deals a month right there, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, definitely need to look, because that. I mean, we're staying around 2 deals a month right now consistently. I've been doing 2 deals a month for years now. Just,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, all right, how do we go to 4? Like,
Yeah.
how do we wholesale 4 deals a month? I feel like when you do that too, you have not only enough revenue, but like you have more opportunities to look at to start cherry picking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at 2 deals a month, it's like we're kind of keeping the lights on. You know, we're able to, I don't know, live a decent lifestyle, I guess. You know, but but like basically, I'm keeping the lights on for the business at 2 deals a month. Like it's not extravagant or anything. Like how do we double that? You know,
You
that's the
double it
question
by
I've been asking.
understanding all of your KPIs and then just spending more money.
Yeah, just dumping more money in marketing.
That's the conversation we have all the time. Like, okay, well, if we want to go from 4 to 6 deals to 6 to 8 deals, how much money do we have to spend? That's the only question. How much more money do we have to spend?
Yeah, like your cost per contract. Like I didn't really know the exact answer.
Yeah.
But if you know that answer, it's like, well, just boom.
Yep.
That's how much more we have to
Or
spend.
like when you're hiring, like, hey, we'd like to hire another acquisitions rep. Okay, well, how much money do we want them to make? And in order to give them enough leads based on the KPIs to be able to close enough deals to make enough money, we know we have to then up our marketing budget by whatever it is.
Mhm.
All just
Gotcha.
calculations. It's not
Gotcha.
guessing. You
Right.
guessed for a long time. You don't have to guess anymore.
Mhm.
Everything in the business is predictable now. So
How are you tracking all your KPIs? I mean, you have like a spreadsheet and you have somebody who's manually kind of pulling all that.
I don't even want to tell you how many spreadsheets we have.
Oh, okay. Spreadsheets.
Ridiculous.
Okay. It's not like
Every
a
time
Podio all in one system.
Dave will
Everything's
send
automatically
me, like,
tracked.
we're having a conversation. I'm like, Dave, what are you talking about? He's like, and all of a sudden I'll get a text. And he's like, I just sent you a spreadsheet. I'm like, dude, I don't want any more spreadsheets. Stop sending me spreadsheets. It's ridiculous. He tracks everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I was tracking all my KPIs all last year in a spreadsheet, and I had like just literally everything in it. And this year I'm like, we built a new Podio system, and we thought it was going to track everything automatically, and it's just not tracking everything like we thought.
Dude, I broke actually broke our Podio the other day. I sent like an
gosh.
SOS to Tiffany and Josh, our coaches that set the Podio up, and Tiffany was like, I've never heard this happen before.
Oh gosh.
It's like,
What'd you do? Delete an app?
I deleted I thought I was just moving things around like on the view. So like I didn't want to see like you have all those columns with like the seller information.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was just getting rid of the way it was laid out. And I literally deleted the phone number for every lead.
You deleted the phone number field. Yeah.
Yes. Gone.
Yeah.
And we called them and like, how do you undo that? And they're like, you can't undo. You literally
You can't.
deleted it.
Yeah.
That's the main field that everything is run off of, and you deleted it.
Yeah.
Why are you allowed to delete that field?
Yeah. It's gonna mess up everything.
Because it's Podio.
Make it where I can't exit out.
Yes, exactly.
I did that once with Investor Fuse. When they were on Podio, I deleted the buyers app because I was trying to delete a buyer, and they were like, "Bro, you just destroyed everything." Like soon after that, they went off of Podio. They're like, "Yeah, we're not doing Podio anymore."
Dude, I'm so glad that I did it now and not like
Yeah.
when we moved over to pay per lead, we literally hit the reset button on our whole entire business. Started from 0, no leads. We had like 4,000 leads in our CRM. We went to 0. So I only erased 400 phone numbers. So
and they're still stored in your paper.
Phone numbers.
And they're still stored in your paper lead, probably, huh?
They are they're in there, but thankfully inside Podio, anytime you do something, it gives you a record of what you did.
Yeah.
And it says deleted phone number, and then it has the phone number. So you just copy and paste it. You gotta manually do it for every single lead.
Oh god.
It's in there. It's just not
Only
where
400.
Yeah, do it 400 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
good to know you can
while
fuck
my
your entire
acquisition
business
rep's
in
gonna
like
be
3
out for the next
clicks.
3 weeks, I'm gonna be copying and pasting in Podio.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That's
you
your
are.
punishment. Instead of writing on the chalkboard, you have to repeat this process
Exactly.
400 times.
Yeah, they'd be like,
Mhm.
but you can't copy and paste.
I'm so glad to know that like you can fuck your entire business in like 3 clicks or less.
Oh,
Yep.
unbelievable. Yeah. I said to Dave, I was like, that's it. I'm never allowed to touch Podio again. Simple as that. I've always hated Podio and now I hate it more.
Mhm. They have to make you as a there's 3 user types. They had you as an admin. Or no, there's a light user, a regular user, and an admin. They need to make you a light user so you can't go edit fields and all that.
They need to
I
make
had
me
to
a
do that.
non-user.
I had to
I
do that to
agree.
TJ.
I agreed. He probably needs to just not be a user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't
yeah.
even go in Podio at all. Just look at the dashboard once a week. Tell them to send you a screenshot of the KPIs and that's
Erase
it.
it
I
from
thought I
your
was doing a
browsing
good thing.
history.
EJ was complaining that like she's like, I don't care, see all these things. Like, why can't I just look at the screen and see the important stuff right there? So I was like, okay, delete, 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 delete. I deleted like 10 things. Like you couldn't, you're not supposed to do that. All right.
No,
I did it, so there's that.
no, man. That's funny.
All right. Jeremiah, are you gonna try and schedule something for next week?
Yeah, I threw down Wednesday, so I'll try to find a time slot on Wednesday with you.
Okay. Yeah, as long as it's in the daytime, we're good. Wednesday's day nights. So I'll
Yeah.
be at 5:30 we leave, so I'm not available in the evening. Okay,
That's cute.
yeah, we're date nights.
It is cute.
I'll hit you up Tuesday, Jeremy. I'll just see what time works for you, like mid-morning, afternoon.
Yeah, I'm on with my team till about 10:30 every day. So we're good after that.
All right, man.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody have a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.